Well, I am excited to have my beautiful wife here that I know you've heard me talk about her all the time, how blessed I am to have her as a wife. I've never used her in one of my stories. I've said how blessed I am, so it's nice to have her. And it's really nice to have my cousin, Sue Peterson, who we met each other for the first time in person Tuesday this week, so it's really nice to have Sue with us. And she's a remarkable person from a remarkable family. Sue's older brother, she's the youngest of 10 children. She has an older brother who's 85 that walks 5 miles every day of his life. Wow! So fitness runs in my family.
Forgive him, Lord, he knows what he said.
One thing it doesn't run in my family is Sue has a son who's 6'7", and he has a son, Sue's grandson, is 7 feet tall. I missed out on that gene. But I've never met a nicer, sweeter, more helpful person than Sue when she's not drinking. Not that I've seen her drinking, but I'm just saying. How many were here when back end of last year when I told the DNA story? Okay, about half or so. Out of those that were here, how many remember anything I said? There's a couple. I'll recap real quick about that story and how we got Sue here. But while she's been here the last couple of days, I've tried to just give her a picture of what our lives are like. She's from Kansas, Wichita, Kansas, and so she spent some time in Georgia. She's been through before, the first time she's really spent. So I just wanted to get a real picture of what my life's like and what everything is like here. So I've shown her the business that I started 7 or 8 years ago, engineered floors. I've taken and I told her that she may hear me talk about a lot, that my nickname in Dalton is Mr. Shaw, so she may hear me talk about it quite a bit. And I did take her by City Hall that I built when I was mayor. I did do that. So, but anyway, here's the story. My dad was adopted and never did anything about his birth parents. And my lovely wife tried for years and years, and my dad was killed when I was young. I was 15, he was 37. He was killed in a trucking accident. So Glow has tried for years to get me to research my family ancestry, to find Dad's side of the family. And for some reason I was resistant. In fact, I told her, I said, as bad as my relatives are that you know, I just got a feeling that the ones I don't know could be worse. And as you'll see here, in some cases, that was actually true. But anyway, we made a trip in October to Ireland, and something about that trip kind of triggered, and I just thought, well, I am going to find out about my ancestry, try to find make contact with Dad's side of the family. So we did that, I guess, in November maybe, and got results back maybe early December. And I was actually sitting in church on a Wednesday night when my phone dinged, and it said your ancestry results are back, your DNA results are back. So we got home from church about 8:30, and by 9 o'clock I probably had sent an email to Sue, because it lists, if you've never done the DNA, it lists your closest relatives. So my uncle, my mother's brother was first, his daughter was second, and third was Sue. So I sent her a message and said, hey, looks like we're first cousins. And she had her family tree on it, so I could see her family tree, didn't recognize anyone on that tree. So I said, my dad was adopted, I think you may be from his side of the family. So we text back and email back and forth probably 4 times or so before we ever talked on the phone. And the only information I had 2 pieces of information. Family legend was Dad was adopted out of Knoxville, Tennessee. And Dad had seen his birth certificate one time, and his birth mother was a Peavy. So I had those two pieces of information. So we looked at all the relatives, and nothing matched up with Peavy that I could see. So finally I told Sue, I said, well, legend had it that Dad was, his birth mother was a Peavy, but I don't see that anywhere on your family tree. She got right back to me and said, oh, I know the whole story. Peavy was the key to the whole story. And as it turns out, Sue and I share the same granddad, different grandmothers, but the same granddad. Her dad and my dad were half brothers. Of course, I've never met each other. My dad was given up at birth. And the interesting thing is, her dad was born in 1898. My dad was born in 1926. So there was that big a gap between, and then our grandfather had kids after that. So there was, the grandfather was quite a person. Francis Marion Norris he was in Arkansas, ran out of Arkansas, I understand, and ended up in Arizona. He was also a moonshiner. So my dad was actually a product of Francis Marion Norris, and not his third wife, but the child of his third wife. He had two illegitimate children by his stepdaughter. One she kept, the first one was a daughter they kept. Second was a baby boy they gave up for adoption, and that was my dad. So we pieced, with less than 24 hours, we pieced the whole story of my dad's history together, and got all that. So quite remarkable. Sue's a great person and has put a lot of work into learning the family history and everything. So it's been a real joy. So if any of you are sitting out there and had inclination to go on Ancestry.com or one of the other internet sites and research your family history, I would encourage you to do it. And as it turns out, when Sue was 15 years old, she heard my grandmother telling the story of how my dad was adopted out and all that, and made notes, and still had the notes 15 years later. She knew the whole story. So I got in touch with the one person that had the story of my dad's birth immediately. So I told Sue that normally you guys turn out every Thursday to hear me give the word, but I've switched up. I've switched up with Chuck, and actually Chuck will give the word today.